Good evening, junior parents. This is Lumpkin County High School Assistant Principal Whitney McPherson. We're going to share a lot of information with you that you need to know about your student's junior year. Herf Jones is going to be here to discuss class rings and letterman jacket information. If you are unable to attend in person, you can check out all of their class ring and letterman jacket information at www.herfatlanta.com.
Hi, I'm Jessica Dietrich. I'm the lead counselor here at Lumpkin County High School, and I have student last names G through O. I'm going to be sharing a lot of information all about high school planning, academics, and looking at life after high school. Attendance matters. Definitely for junior year, students should be aiming to be here at school whenever school is scheduled. Junior year has some of the hardest academic course schedules for students in their high school career. So being here at school as much as possible definitely correlates to students being strong and prepared and ready for a senior year that's stress-free and being on track with their credits. Tips for a successful junior year. Here's just a couple of items that we kind of encourage students to think about in order to prepare for the future. Having a planner of some kind is key. There's more and more information to remember, lots more dates and deadlines that start coming up. So having a planner or a system of some kind in the student's phone where they put in due dates, a Google Calendar, a planner where they write is very important just so they can stay on top of everything. Limiting device time, so just trying to aim for as much of a good night's sleep as possible, keeping good boundaries with technology keeps their focus to be able to stay on track with school and their other activities. Not overcommitting. It's definitely important for students to be involved here at Lumpkin County High School or out in the community, having a job, but there's only so many hours in a day, so having that ability to be able to focus and do what they need first and foremost to graduate and earn the credits that they need, and being able to be functioning as a young adult is very important. So if there's any kind of stress that builds up, we want to make sure that we kind of talk about what are the most important things for those students to commit to. Researching college options, college money, that will come up very quickly during senior year. So junior year is a good time to start thinking and looking at different options for college money. Getting involved, having fun, resisting negativity. Again, junior year comes with a lot more freedom and independence as our students normally, most of them start having a car on campus, being able to leave for work-based learning, dual enrollment. So those things, being able to make smart choices, stay involved, do well in school, those are some of those key things to be able to function and navigate young adulthood as they get ready to prepare and enter in life after high school. Graduation requirements. Here at Lumpkin County, again, we do require 28 credits to graduate. That requires 4 credits in English, 4 in math, 4 in science, 4 credits in social studies, 1 credit of health and personal fitness, 3 courses in any combination of fine arts, modern language, or career technical courses, and then 8 additional electives of their choice. A student's individual graduation plan is checked in every year with their counselor as far as how they stay on track for their credits for graduation. This example shows the individual graduation plan that students track each year that they're here at high school. And it does list the specific requirements that students must have in English, math, social studies, and science. So for example, English, all students must have 9th grade literature, American literature, and 2 other core English courses. Then for math, every student must have Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2 or Technical College Readiness Math, and then a 4th core senior math class. Social studies, they need World History, American Government and Civics, U.S. History, and then during senior year, Economics. And in science, students need Physical Science or Physics, Environmental Science or Chemistry, Biology, and then a 4th core science credit. Lumpkin County, things you need to know, just planning for the future overall here in high school. Checking a student's transcript carefully. We encourage our students here during school at TAA time regularly to be checking in on their transcript just to make sure that no errors or grades are reflected as they appear at the end of each semester accurately on their transcript. Course rigor. So course rigor is required for students who are aiming for Hope Scholarship here in Georgia. I'll talk about that in just a moment. All students who qualify for Hope Scholarship must have 4 or more rigor classes. Typically, those are during their junior and senior year. Those are advanced math and science courses, AP courses, dual enrollment core courses, as well as foreign language classes at level 2 and above. We are meeting with all juniors to talk about their 4-year plan as far as what their academics and how to remain on track here at high school. During January, February of this school year, we will meet with students again to talk about their registration for next school year, for senior year, to make sure it's on the right path and aligns with what their ideas are for their post-secondary plans after high school. Keeping up is important for students with their grades and their GPA. That's very, very important. There's a lot of different options on the table after high school, and having the best grades and GPA as much as possible opens up as many of those choices for students as they possibly can. Language courses. Language is not a requirement to graduate from high school. However, for students who are going to a 4-year college after they graduate, they will need 2 courses, 2 credits in the same foreign language. So for example, Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, or French 1 and French 2. Hope and ZELL Miller down here are the major scholarship programs here in Georgia to help fund Georgia colleges and universities. Hope Scholarship is awarded to students at the end of their senior year if they have a 3.0 or higher Hope GPA, which is calculated only on their academic English, math, science, social studies, and language courses. And they must have 4 rigor courses. Again, those typically come during junior and senior year in science, math, and AP and dual enrollment courses. ZELL Miller is the higher classification, which pays more money towards tuition here in Georgia. This requires that a student has the 3.7 or higher Hope GPA at the end of their senior year, have the 4 or more rigor courses, and the student obtains a 1200 or higher SAT test score in 1 test sitting, or a 26 or higher ACT test in 1 test sitting. Hope calculation, student grades are only based on, for their Hope Scholarship, grades 9 through 12. So if they had courses and credits earned in 8th grade, those classes are part of their high school GPA, but they do not count into their Hope GPA. So typically for Hope, A's count as a 4, B count as a 3, C's count as a 2, and then they do award a slight amount higher for AP courses. So we actually provide students during their junior meeting as well as during their senior meeting an individual copy of their Hope GPA report where they stand currently. Students may also check their individual status at gafutures.org. The Hope calculation is not performed here at the high school. It's an automatic calculation that's done through the Georgia Student Finance Commission. So students can see that Hope GPA again at gafutures.org by creating an account with their Social Security number. Again, we talked about Hope and ZELL Miller. Hope requires a 3.0 or higher Hope GPA with the 4 rigor classes, and ZELL Miller has the same requirements but also has the 1200 or higher SAT test or a 26 or higher ACT test in 1 test sitting. If students are looking at 2-year technical colleges or community colleges, there is a version of the Hope Scholarship and ZELL Miller Scholarship at technical colleges as well, called the Hope Grant and the ZELL Miller Grant. These are for students who are enrolling in a technical college in a certificate or diploma program and who are Georgia residents, and they maintain a 2.0 or higher GPA at the college. They qualify for the Hope Grant at the technical college side. ZELL Miller Grant pays 100% tuition at the technical colleges, students have to have the same requirements as Hope Grant for their first semester in college. And then if they maintain a 3.5 or higher college GPA, they get the higher version of Hope at the technical college, the ZELL Miller Grant. And then additionally, at two-year technical colleges, the Hope Career Grant is a specific set of money set aside for specific majors that the state of Georgia has identified as high-need career fields. All students need to do to qualify for this specific set of money for their college education at the technical colleges is just be interested in those specific majors and apply to that program and be taking courses in that program at the technical college. So there's lots of great ways to fund scholarships and grants at a two-year college in addition to our four-year college-bound students. Dual enrollment process. Many of our juniors may be entertaining the idea of taking dual enrollment courses or college courses that also meet high school requirements during their senior year. We typically partner most frequently with the University of North Georgia and Lanier Technical College for students to take these courses. The first step in beginning the dual enrollment process is for the student and parent to contact the student's counselor to make a discussion meeting where we talk about the expectations of dual enrollment, the courses desired, the student's interests, the requirements. And then once students have met with their counselor and parents have discussed that information with the counselor as well, the student will need to apply to the specific college they are interested in, let their counselor know they have completed that, so we may submit their transcript and other documentation. Students for UNG must have an SAT or ACT score that qualifies them to take dual enrollment at UNG. For Lanier Tech, students must have an appropriate Hope GPA report that qualifies or take the AccuPlacer test at Lanier Technical College. Students and parents must also complete a dual enrollment funding application online at gafutures.org. Once students have received all of these steps and completed that information, students will receive information from the college about completing their application, then registering for courses, and then the high school counselor works with the college to align their high school schedule with their college dual enrollment schedule. It is very important for students who are considering dual enrollment to look at their extracurriculars as well as their long-term goals. Dual enrollment courses do count for a student's graduation purposes here at high school. They will be shown on the high school transcript as well as their permanent college transcript. So the grades are of paramount importance in order to be able to maintain eligibility for college after graduating from high school. It's important for students to be able to balance dual enrollment classes with their life outside school, with their jobs, their clubs, their sports, because dual enrollment courses do have a significant amount of work typically associated with them and planning to get all of that college level work completed. The other consideration is dual enrollment courses are on the college calendar, which is separate than the high school calendar. So typically students who are doing both high school as well as dual enrollment classes together in the same semester do not actually get any type of a real break, because fall breaks, spring breaks, any days off are on different days. So students have to maintain both sets of expectations and both calendars between the college and the high school. Another big consideration for students is how self-reliant they are on being able to follow up on information and checking their emails. That is huge in college. Students who are moving the dual enrollment route are treated as college students by the faculty and staff. High school counselors do not have access to their grades to be able to provide the student or the parent updates on how they're doing. So the student has to be able to manage that freedom as well as being self-reliant to check their email frequently and manage information as it comes in. So again, we do have several partners for dual enrollment, most typically the University of North Georgia and Linear Technical College. Occasionally there's students who go through North Georgia Technical College, Young Harris College, many other universities online. Again, the first step to take if you're interested in exploring that for your senior year would be to schedule a meeting with your student's counselor. The work-based learning program. Work-based learning is a wonderful experience for our 11th and 12th grade students here at Lumpkin County High School, and this gives students who are both college-bound as well as those who are definitely going straight to the workforce, when they graduate, the opportunity to earn high school credits and work release time, where they either come in late to the high school or leave early and submit documentation for their work hours or get matched to internships, apprenticeships. We have all kinds of wonderful opportunities that are paid internships, paid positions, unpaid opportunities that then usually lead into paid positions at many places. And this is a great time for students to be able to explore their career interests, get into the workplace, be able to earn high school credits for that time that they're spending working, and successfully building those career skills and knowledge of themselves to be able to build themselves up as a person as they move into the world after high school. Miss Paula Cooper is our work-based learning program coordinator. So during our course registration period for senior year in January and February, students who are interested in the work-based learning program will receive more information and have to request that, and then work with Miss Cooper to determine their interest for careers or job needs. And she works very hard to match them with the different opportunities that are available with our local companies, clinic offices for medical placements, all kinds of different things. Ms. Cooper works with our students in a great way. Post-secondary planning. Senior year is a very busy time, so we are working very hard right now with our juniors to talk a lot about their plans in order to set up the stage for this slide that shows all the different things that we really kind of keep up with our students during senior year about deadlines, financial aid, applying to college. The really big thing that students can take care of in their junior year to open up many different options for senior year would be to go ahead and start taking the SAT or the ACT test. These are college entrance tests primarily used for four-year colleges. And this is a great time for junior year to really explore what's out there for different colleges, as well as getting that SAT or ACT started, so that way it doesn't sneak up on them when they have to have those scores during the fall of their senior year to apply to many different colleges. We are providing information to our juniors as far as all of the SAT and ACT test dates. SAT students register through collegeboard.org online. ACT is a different website, different test, but it's act.org. Colleges do not have a preference which test students take. They can take just the SAT, they can take just the ACT, they can try one of each test and decide which one was a little bit smoother for them, and then work harder to be able to take that same test again a second or a third time. But that's a great way for juniors to be in a great position for their senior year by taking care of SAT and ACT tests as much as possible to be wrapped up ideally by August of their senior year, so they can focus on a lot more of these other planning steps with where we talk about recommendations and deadlines and financial aid and scholarships, as well as the college application piece that comes very quickly during the fall of their senior year. Preparing for scholarship success. So during senior year is the bulk of where scholarships are actually available. So for juniors, what they can definitely kind of start helping themselves to be able to be in a good position when that scholarship push comes next year would be to narrow down what they're interested in, at least having an idea of maybe some different career clusters or colleges specifically that they might be interested in general. And then just being involved, getting involved in our student clubs, organizations, having part-time jobs, working to develop themselves and finding meaning in different ways is important to them as a person and will help them be successful to manage all their different expectations when they get to college. So colleges really want to see students that manage many things outside of just high school classes. And that can be, again, clubs, organizations, volunteer, church groups, part-time jobs, family commitments. They really want to see students who have a life and get involved outside of just the classroom. And then also another thing that students can do to save themselves time is to work this year during junior year to just provide an up-to-date jot down of a resume or a list of accomplishment activities, so that way it's fresh on their mind, ready and organized. That summer of their junior year is a good time to do this, so that way when we get back for senior year, it's ready to go and just be updated here and there with new information. College sports and athletics. For those students who are interested in going to the college athletics side, it's very important during junior year, if they have not already, if it's an NCAA Division I, II, or III school, the student needs to go ahead and register on the NCAA Eligibility Center. And that NCAA Eligibility Center is important for prospective athletes to make sure they do that before their senior year, because this clears a student to be recruited academically for the college to ensure they've met all the requirements to be athletically eligible. So again, if it's an NCAA Division I, II, or III school a student's interested in, they should go ahead and register online at the NCAA Eligibility Center. If it's a smaller school or some of the smaller private schools, athletics may be through the NAIA, and it's the same process and concept. There's an NAIA Eligibility Center where students can register for those schools on the NAIA Eligibility Center. And then once they have done the registration on NCAA or NAIA Eligibility Centers, they can let their counselor know or ask their coach any questions. We do send a copy of their transcripts to the Eligibility Center so that way they get cleared academically to be recruited during their senior year.
Yearbooks are a great way to look back on your high school years. Right now, our 2022 yearbook is on sale for $55. The price is going to increase throughout the year. Check in with Ms. Lopresti for more information, or you can order online at yearbookordercenter.com. We have a really cool tool on our Lumpkin County High School homepage. It's a 360 virtual tour of our high school facilities. This tour includes some interviews with some staff members to explain all of the great things that we have to offer here. It also has interactive tours, and you can pan around all of the campuses inside and out and see what all programs and offerings your students get to experience here at Lumpkin County High School. We also have a counseling department website that stays up to date with all kinds of information about academic planning while in high school, college and career guidance, as well as scholarships. This website can be incredibly helpful to connect you to all the resources that are available to you in the Lumpkin County community, as well as college and career guidance. You can find it at lchs-counseling.weebly.com. You can also link there from our high school homepage. The Indian Memo is an essential way to stay up to date with the weekly schedule, updates, and reminders about upcoming events. It's emailed out every Friday morning. You can sign up for your Indian Memo today by going to tinyurl.com/Indian Memo. Google Classroom is one piece of communication that we use pretty consistently with our juniors to make sure that they're in the know about all of the happenings here at Lumpkin County High School, as well as preparing for college and career, SAT and ACT, and scholarships. Your students need to make sure that they are in the Cohort 2023 Google Classroom and that they can add you by your email address. That way you receive all of the notifications of the postings, deadlines, and events going on for their junior year. We are your student support team, and we're here to make sure that you have a great high school experience. It's our job to make sure that your junior year is preparing you for what you want to do for the rest of your high school career and beyond. Make sure that you reach out to your counselor with any questions, attend your junior meeting, and let us know if you have any questions or concerns and how we can support you. Here's a list of some helpful websites that you may find beneficial in your planning for your post-secondary career. Whether you're going to college, technical school, the military, or straight into the workforce, we want to make sure that you're prepared to be successful in whatever you choose to do. We are active online, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's a great way to stay connected with all of the great things that are going on at Lumpkin County High School. Make sure that you click and give us a follow. Thanks for joining us this evening, and go Indians.